Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just Another 20-something with me, Marissa, and I am also here with Emily.
Once again, hello. Guess what we're going to talk about?
Guess what we're talking about today? The Bachelor.
Yup. Long overdue.
Long overdue. We've been trying to set up a date to have this conversation again, and this has been the first time we've been able to sit down and talk about it, and the show is over.
The show's done.
The show's done. But we are so excited to talk about all the stuff that we haven't talked about for weeks. So we're going to just dive right in. If you remember from the last episode, we were talking about the 2-on-1 between MJ and Jasenia. And that was just stupid. MJ ended up going home and Jasenia
going home later because she was also from Evans.
Exactly. We didn't know anything about Jasenia, so we were like, "Hey, yeah, bye." Yeah. So that was pretty pointless. But after that happened, it ended up being everyone started to go home. Which was pretty sad.
Yeah, he just started having talks with anyone, and you kind of like knew when he was about to go have a talk with someone. You're like, oh, this is not a good talk, huh?
No, it's about to get real bad up in here. Yeah, and one of our faves, Abigail, left us.
Yep, Abigail went home. Which, personally, this is the part where I started kind of not liking Matt as much. After this conversation, I was like, ooh, kind of a shitty move, my dude. You're not actually as great as I was thinking you were.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which is just so sad because, like, essentially, he just pretty much told her, I think you're great, like, we had such a connection, and that's why I gave you the first impression rose, but I felt so good about that, I wanted to go look at other women, and then I forgot about you, and now we are, and I have to let you go.
It's like, what? That was probably one of the worst goodbyes.
So bad. Like, and then who did he give 2 one-on-one dates to? Wasn't it Serena?
Serena, uh-huh.
Like, it just doesn't even excuse that. Like, are you actually kidding me?
I know. I know. No, I loved Abigail so much from the beginning. I mean, she was seriously, like, just the sweetest, cutest girl. And you could tell that they had a connection. So I was so, like, I was ready for them to go on a freaking date. Yeah. And yeah, he doesn't even give her one date. Gives another date to Serena. She's the only one who ended up with 2. She just gets nothing. And didn't you say, was it you that told me that there was, like, a theory about, like, Abigail would have gotten a date, but Michelle came and, like, all the other new girls came?
Oh, yeah. Who was talking about that?
Who was that? Was that not you?
Wasn't me? But yeah, I think she was supposed to get it, but then, like, Michelle came in and, like, took all of his attention because he was like, oh my god, Michelle. Which, like, granted, yes, Michelle is amazing and, like, great, but you should have given Abigail a chance. And I feel like, don't usually the Bachelors give their first impression rose a one-on-one date, like, pretty early on?
Yes.
So yeah, it didn't really make sense. You could have saved Michelle for the next one-on-one. I don't know.
No, and, like, honestly, I think historically throughout the franchise of The Bachelor, every person who's gotten a one-on-one rose or a first impression rose gets a one-on-one, like, just in general. Like, you get a one-on-one because you get that first impression.
Yeah, if not the first date. Like, usually it's the first date.
Literally. Yeah, because I can't remember who Peter gave his first impression rose to. Can you?
No.
Because I remember Madison was his first date.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who the rose was.
I honestly have no idea.
Me either. Who knows? Who cares? But yeah, either way, I'm pretty sure she got a date because all of them get the date, at least.
Yeah. And it was so sad, like, too, like, I mean, she's an amazing woman, and I thought she handled it great, but honestly, she had room to be more pissed off because that's so fucked up.
I would have been so freaking pissed if I was her. Yeah. I would have truly been like, sir? You didn't even give me a freaking date. Like, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah. Like, even, like, I love Katie. Katie for Renton, stan her forever. But, like, I thought it was pretty obvious, like, that they were kind of more friend vibes throughout the entire thing. And they just, I mean, I feel like if anything, it should have been switched, and Abigail should have gotten that date over Katie. It was more obvious that Matt and Katie were more friend vibes.
Yep.
Like, Abigail and him had more of a romantic connection. Katie and him had a more friendship connection.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, no, I completely agree. Or, like, if it had to be that way, why did he give the date to Jasenia instead of her? Because, like,
also pointless.
we don't know anything about Jasenia, like, at all. I didn't know that they had a connection at all. To, like, get a date before Abigail?
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
Ridiculous. Yeah, they cut off a lot of parts.
Yeah, we were talking about this. We probably missed so much of the freaking show because for some reason production just decided to be like, we don't have to show that actually.
Yeah, just left out big plot holes, which kind of just made me confused.
Yeah, no, the whole thing was stupid.
Yeah.
So anyway, everyone gets eliminated and we get to the final four, which has ended up being Serena P., Bree, Michelle, and Rachel. So why don't you start off? What are your thoughts on this final four? How did you like these women?
So I thought three of them were totally made sense. Like, I really liked them. Well, okay. Well, they were obvious. I guess there's only two that I really liked. But, like, the ones that I expected up there were Bree, Michelle, and Rachel. The one I did not expect up there was Serena.
Yes.
It just confused me, especially with their yoga date.
Yeah.
That was very weird vibes. And, like, I don't know why he vibed so well with her when, like, she was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And was like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, no. And I love that she can just tell me no. And I was like,
it's like, what? I think something is wrong with Matt. Like, I think there's something going on in his brain on why he's choosing these women. Because, yeah, Serena, like, almost, okay, oh, yeah, I forgot this other thing. Okay, so, I don't know if you remember this, but it was when Heather randomly came in, which I guess we never talked about, but Heather came in.
Yeah. She's super relevant.
Yeah, she's super relevant. But, so, when Heather came in, it was like this blooper of one of the girls doing something. This is such a bad memory that I have, but it was something to the fact where it was when Matt sent Heather home. Serena then says to all the girls, she's like, oh my gosh, this is the first time I've been attracted to Matt. Probably as like a joke, but in my head I'm like, I think you might be telling the truth right now.
No. Yeah, and, like, you don't find out till later, like, that I think she just really kind of was forcing it, like, what, you know, when she was talking with her family, and they're like, you don't really like him, and she's like, oh, I guess I don't. Like, it was just so weird. That whole date was really odd, and...
How do you not know that you don't like the person, though? Like, how does it take him meeting your family to then be like, oh, yeah, I hate this guy, actually. Ooh, big ick vibes.
I feel like with just, like, all the pressure of the TV, and I feel like that this show goes by so fast, and she's like, oh my god, all these other women are, like, in love with him, so I must be in love with him. This is just what it must feel like to be in love with him, and just into with it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
She was there for the wrong reasons, because obviously she eliminated herself when she was like, oh, wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. All respect for Serena, but just hilarious that she made it that far for not even really liking him.
I know.
Like, I wanted to see Piper there more, because I thought they really had a connection, but I mean, I guess not.
I guess not. Or maybe even, Abigail?
Yeah, again, Abigail, our queen? What the heck? Yeah, so, Serena, okay, what are your thoughts on Bree?
I really liked Bree, ever since the first date that they went on, because she was the first one-on-one. Mm-hmm. She was great. I loved, like, her demeanor. Like, she's also a very adult, respectable woman, just like Michelle. I thought those two were, like, the top-tier girls, to be honest. From what I remember on their, like, hometowns, quote-unquote hometowns, I really liked Bree a lot. And then, obviously, but yeah, I really loved Bree. I also feel like she didn't get as much screen time throughout the season because, like, She had a lot of screen time at first with the one-on-ones, then she kind of disappeared and then popped up again. And I was like, good, I love her, but where'd she go?
Yeah, no, she got 0 screen time, which was disappointing. And she was so freaking stunning. It's unbelievable. And gorgeous. Did you see that she's the same age as Rachel? She's 24.
Really?
She's 24. Yeah.
I thought she was older.
Me too.
Whoops.
And like, oh my God, that just really, I think, just shows how mature she is, because we had absolutely no idea. And also makes me a tiny bit sad because I'm only 1 year younger than her, and she's so stunning and amazing and like so mature and incredible and whatever.
I loved her. They had such a good connection. Like,
I know.
It made me really sad that he sent her home, and I don't know why.
I know, me either. I mean, I guess, because, okay, like, not to jump forward, but to jump forward a little bit, I think that he liked Serena more than Bree. Yeah. So, like, Bree kind of just ended up, like, staying a little bit longer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then, think about this. Here's another little plot. What if Sarah stayed?
He loved Sarah, dude.
He loved her.
Very upset about her leaving. I think we would have seen a totally different Final Four. I think it would have definitely been Serena, Sarah, Michelle, and Rachel.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Or like before MJ got eliminated, they were talking about how they had a really good connection.
Yeah.
What if MJ, like, if she wasn't in that drama, what would have happened with her?
Yeah.
It would have been a completely different show, but this is what we ended up with, I guess. Okay, and then next we have Michelle. What are your thoughts on Michelle?
Love her, stan her. She's an amazing woman. Honestly, she seems like the most normal woman I've ever seen on the Bachelor franchise.
Same.
I do, like, it just blows my mind. She is so well-spoken, just like a normal person with her life together. Mm-hmm. I mean, all around, top tier. She's S tier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's S tier. She is S tier. I don't even, like, how did she even end up on this show?
I don't know. Honestly, like, mistakenly ended up here. Like, she just kind of, like, tripped onto set, and they were like, you know what, you should do The Bachelor. And wrapped her up and threw her in there. Like, she's the most normal woman that you would never expect to be on The Bachelor.
No.
And it's the best.
Apparently, she didn't even have social media until after the show started airing. She made an Instagram. Like, that's when you know she was there for the right fucking reasons.
Yeah, and I don't know. Love teachers. I love the whole teachers scenes with the kids and all that. Like,
I know, that was really cute.
Dude, she was great. Honestly, probably one of my fave women to ever grace the show.
Yeah, me too. No, seriously, she's so freaking cute. And, like, all the bloopers that we got to see, like, she's so funny, too. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why can't we see more of this?
Yeah, yep, I totally agree. Love Michelle. Kind of that the producers kind of fucked her over, though, with, like, bringing her in the second week or the third week to make her the villain and get all that hate from the other girls. That kind of makes me sad for her, but yeah. Besides that, though. Yeah.
Okay, and then finally, our girl Rachel. What are your thoughts?
I feel like everyone, like, before we heard about all these racial stuff that was happening, I know Kelly, she's my friend, and weren't you talking about how you guys liked Rachel just, like, off the front base?
Oh, no, I didn't, because she cried at the prayer that Matt did, and I was like, that's fucking annoying.
Okay. Some of my other friends, like, were just saying, oh, I liked Rachel, like, a lot. Oh, I think it was some of Tanner's friends. Were just saying, like, Rachel a lot, and I was like, I didn't even, like, notice her. I didn't know who this chick was. And then when I started seeing all this stuff that was coming out, I was like, oh, I don't like her. But then she kept being in it, and then she got the all-coveted dresses and shopping date, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep. Yeah, that was the worst, because that was literally when we were like, are you a racist and then you're getting all this free stuff? Cool.
No. And I don't know, I didn't like her, and as it went on, she became more of a, I need you, like, I will be nothing without you, and I hate women who are like that on the show. It really, like, makes me mad.
Yep. She has very much pick-me energy, which I'm like, go away with your pick-me energy. Like, I hate it. It's so cringy and weird and gross that I hate it.
Oh, and then, like, being super upset about how Matt didn't ask her dad to marry her. It's like, girl, if you never watched The Bachelor, also that's weird. Like,
yeah. Ugh, no. And when she got so freaking upset when all the girls were on their fantasy suite dates and she was like, la, 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 la. It's like, that's what you do on the show.
Like, have you never seen the show? Oh, yeah.
It's like,
when girls are like that.
And no, and it's like, you know that Rachel has watched this show for a long damn time because she wanted to go on for those Instagram followers. So it's like, you know exactly what's going to happen. So maybe she's just trying to play up the sympathy card. Like, maybe she knows, like, the people who watch The Bachelor are like, oh yeah, I also agree. Like, maybe that was her motive. I have no idea, but hated that. Hated it.
Yeah. Didn't really love her from the beginning. Actually, like, she's kind of irrelevant to me in the beginning. It's really hard for me to keep track of all the women, if I'm being completely honest, in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I didn't really notice her until things started coming out.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't know, because I remembered that first episode where she cried over the prayer, and I was like, oh, that girl's annoying. And then I didn't know that it was her, like, when then the racial stuff came out, I was like, oh, is that, like, the same girl? And then I found out that it was. And I was like, cool, so you're, like, really fucking annoying. Yeah, so that ended up being our final four. They all had their hometowns. Honestly, nothing even really that memorable from the hometowns. Because it wasn't even hometowns, because they were still in Nemicolon, or wherever the fuck.
Yeah, it was weird. That was odd, like, how they brought like, they were in homes, but they weren't theirs, and it was just funny.
Yeah, it was weird. A weird vibe. I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to keep doing that for the next few seasons. So.
Yes, sucks, but oh well.
Yay!
Yeah.
We love it. We love to see it.
Wait, actually, do you remember something from the hometowns?
Oh, Bray, tell us.
Getting absolutely face planted into the ground
from
the skydiving.
Oh my gosh, how could I freaking forget the most iconic moment of Bachelor history?
She got dragged. Like, literally that man fell on top of her face.
Literally, he face planted her into the ground, and he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Oops.
Like, and then Matt was like, I was scared you died.
Oh, that was so stupid. I think that's honestly, like, what triggered this entire, like, relationship to progress was because he was like, oh, she almost died. I, like, kind of like her. I, like, kind of don't want her to go yet.
I kind of don't want her to die, so I guess that means I kind of don't want her to leave, so I guess I'll keep her.
Yeah. It's like, dude, would you want any of these women to die?
Literally, oh no. Oh no.
It's like, yikes, why are you now, like, so fascinated with her? Ugh, that was a stupid moment. I hated that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was, okay. I'm glad I remembered that last minute.
Yes, no, I'm glad you remember that too. That was good. Okay, yeah, so then after that, we go to the Women Tell All, which I always love the Women Tell All and the, after the final rose. I know a lot of people don't really like it, but I think it's so fun because I love a good gossip spill time.
True. We love a good gossip spill time.
It's so much fun. But yeah, so let's talk about the fact that Sarah wasn't even at this Women Tell All. I was just talking to Emily right before we started recording about how she got so much freaking screen time. So much. Just for her to be gone and never come back ever again. And you know what a lot of the drama stemmed from? Sarah. Like, why isn't she at the tell-all?
Yeah, it was so weird. I was, like, literally, like you said, she had so much screen time throughout the entirety, and that is where all this drama started, and when girls started to turn against each other and attack each other viciously.
Literally.
Yeah, so I don't know why she wasn't there. She must have, I thought all the women were under contract to have to go back, you know?
Oh.
Like, but, you know, I mean, the only thing that I can think of is maybe she was like, I need to stay with my dad, which, like, it's also confusing because why would you go on The Bachelor in the first place? But,
yeah.
Because, like, her dad was dying / having a hard time with his,
ALS.
Okay, yeah. With his ALS. So I guess she was staying with him. but then it also begs the questions, why were you even on the show?
Yes. Controversial comment coming up. I don't believe that was the reason that she left. I don't know why she left, but I'm going to be honest. It was not because, like, her dad and she missed her dad. I think she truly was like, I'm getting bullied and I'm annoying, and so I'm going to go now.
Yeah, no, I mean, those girls really, like, beat her, like, pooped on her. They pooped on her hard. Like, I probably would have also left if I was getting pooped on that hard. Like, I couldn't even imagine staying. You're not even, like, getting, like, even if you stay till Final Four, you're gonna get one-on-one date, and then you're not gonna see him again and just do group dates with women who hate you.
That
like,
is
that's
fair.
terrible.
That is fair. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, why did they hate her so bad anyway?
So she, I think, already went on a one-on-one, and then during a group date, during a group date, she went and interrupted Katie with Matt on a group and it was also weird because that group date was the beginning of the week, and she was like, I just really need to talk to Matt, and it's like, the rose ceremony isn't even until the end of the week. You could have talked to him any other time. That's why people were really pissed, and then Victoria caught wind of it and just
went off. Okay, to be fair though, that was fucking annoying.
It was. No, it totally was, and she should not have done that.
No. So see, that leads me back to, like, and again, so she's, claiming she's going back home because of her dying father, which, sorry about your dad, but why'd you go on the show? Why would you go on the show if your father has ALS? And I would also like to comment that since she has left the show, I have not seen one post about her father at all. It's all been sponsorships, being an influencer, and so it's like, that's interesting. Do with that what you will, but I don't trust her.
Yeah, she was shady. I don't know, but Matt loved her. So.
Matt loved her. No, and I mean, Bachelor had to have invited her to the Woman Tell All, because, I mean, again, she was the source of all the anger, apparently. So I think she must have just denied going, and I wonder why.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's hiding.
I have no idea. I don't think she was there for the right reasons.
No, I think we're definitely going to see her in Paradise.
Yeah.
I think Oh, and you know what I also heard was that she had a boyfriend when she went on the show.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe that's why she left, because she was like, I actually need to dip before this is revealed. Bye-bye.
Yeah, she, like, did way better than, oh my gosh, who's the guy that Hannah Brown chose?
Jed?
Yes, Jed. She was pulling a Jed, but, like, dipped out way sooner.
Yep.
Which was a way smarter idea, to be honest.
Yeah. Literally.
So dumb. Anyway, so Sarah, not there. Someone who was there, though, was Heather.
So irrelevant. That whole thing was so irrelevant. It just riled up the girls more, made them even meaner, and, like, wanting to attack someone. And then she was at the Women Tell All, didn't say anything, didn't even bring her up.
No.
Who are you?
They literally cut her out of the entire Tell All. I mean, there was only a few clips where I think they just truly couldn't edit her out because it was like a full frame. And then it's like, oh, there's the back of Heather's head. Oopsie.
Yeah, the back of her head. It was very odd. I don't know why she was there at all.
I don't know why she was there at all. And I don't know, like, why did you cut her out then? If you're not going to use Heather, don't drag her ass out there. She was already humiliated for, like, one episode. Like, you're really going to just do her dirty again?
Literally, though.
The producers.
Back to the Bachelor in Paradise. Maybe that was her trying to get on the Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, maybe.
Like bringing her relevant again. I have no idea.
I mean, I feel like she could, honestly, like, even if she never even went on this season, she probably could have talked to producers and been like, hey, I want to go on Paradise, and they would have let her on.
This is true.
Because, I mean,
I know her motives behind it. It was fucking weird, though.
It was so weird. Oh, it was so weird, and it was just cringy.
Yeah, very cringe.
Cringy and bad. And then, okay, so the last piece of Women Tell All. Let's talk about how the girls freaking hated Katie.
I know. That made me very mad because I love Katie from Renton.
Mm-hmm.
I also love calling Katie from Renton Katie from Renton. I loved her, and I thought she had all really, really valid points.
Yep.
And, like, people really hated her for that. And I can't remember exactly, but I remember that, like, Chelsea came out and, like, attacked her for saying, and I was like, Chelsea, no.
I know. I really like Chelsea, and I was like, wait a minute, girl, what are we doing?
Yeah, like, she was saying that Katie started everything, and I was like, Katie did not start everything. Like, they were saying the drama didn't start to happen until Katie addressed it with Matt. And I was like, the drama was happening.
Yeah.
She brought it to Matt's attention.
Literally.
Like, it didn't magically appear when Katie talked to Matt.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And, like, because I can definitely understand, like, because this has happened all the time on the show where, like, someone will talk to the main person and just, like, blab out names and only care about talking about that person and not continuing the journey, whatever. Katie literally didn't even do that. She waited till everyone had their time, goes over to him after the show or after the date. Literally, he was leaving. And she just goes, hey, by the way, some of the girls are a little mean in here. I'm not even going to tell you who, but there's a lot of drama and there's a rumor going around. Yeah. You should try and stop it. That's it.
Yeah. It was a really bad rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, I don't know who else was going to bring that up because so many of the girls had a part in that and the part of spreading that. And, like, who was going to bring that up except for the girl that it was about, which I am forgetting her name.
Oh, Brittany.
Yeah, who, like, except for Brittany. And that really sucks for Brittany to do. Like, I would feel really uncomfortable doing that. Like, if there is someone spreading a rumor about me, like, I would rather him know about it. I don't know. That's just personally me. But I thought Katie was totally in the right to go and talk to him about it. Yep. She did it great, like, with a lot of grace. Didn't take time away from anyone else. I thought she stayed authentically herself the entire time, was able to talk and hold her ground with literally every single toxic person. Victoria, Serena C, which I ended up also hating.
Yeah, that was dumb.
It's Serena C. And then also when literally half of the women attacked her at the Women Tell All, she kept her composure, held her ground, and obviously had good points because, you know?
Well, yeah, and that was the only thing that Katie ever told Matt, was just that, hey, there's a really bad rumor going around, maybe you should try and put a stop to it. She could have gone to Matt so many other times because the girls were so just terrible and annoying, and she didn't. She literally was like, you know, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna, like, do my own thing. But when it got super, super bad, she was like, oh, this is really bad. I should say something. And, like, one point that Mari, who also super relevant, she just kept blabbing on the Woman Tell All. Oh, my God. She was attacking Katie by being like, okay, 1 minute you were mad at Sarah, then the second minute you like her. That's fake AF. And it's like, girlie, no, she, like, went and talked to Sarah, learned Sarah's point of view, realized she shouldn't be attacking her, and started to grow as a human being.
Literally.
It's like,
thing. Like, bigger to, like, be like, hey, yeah, I did actually, like, attack her and say these things, but then once I realized the situation and realized I was wrong, I corrected that.
Literally.
Because it's staying with my original point, you know? Like,
it's like, how is that fake? Huh?
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Oh, and I hated Serena. Like, I remember when they had that yelling talk, and then Serena went downstairs and then started talking shit about Katie to those girls, and then Katie walked in and was like, oh, do you want to keep talking?
Oh.
Want to. And
that was so awkward. Could you imagine being one of the other girls and just sitting there?
You're like, goodbye.
You're like, bye, I don't want to talk anymore. See you later.
But yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't understand really why the girls hated Katie so much. I think honestly they just were insecure and didn't want to be thought of as, like, toxic women, but it's like, sorry. You had some toxic behaviors at least.
Yeah.
So.
Like, God, at least go after the actual most toxic woman I've ever seen in my life, Victoria.
Oh.
Katie.
Seriously, I know. I can't. Victoria was seriously just a character.
Amazing. It amazes me that people like that exist. Like, it really does.
I know, because I think that's truly, authentically, that is Victoria.
Oh, I know.
And it's like, I don't even think she was putting on an act, which is scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was honestly amazing. I don't know where the heck they found her, but...
Nope. No. Goddamn. I know. God damn. I know. Do you think she's going to be on Paradise?
I think they might try to put her on Paradise. I mean, like, she's good drama.
She is. But I can't even see her with anybody.
Me neither. It's so funny. Like, I will never forget what she said to Sarah when, like, the women were going around being like, it was just really toxic of you. And, like, yeah, it was, like, really, like, kind of gross. And then she was like, and I can attest that you were all three of those things. Like, people were just being like, yeah, your actions were really gross and sneaky and toxic. She's like, and you were all three of those things. And I was like, oh my God. To a new fucking level.
I loved it when Victoria, like, when Katie was like, Victoria, like, you know, like, let's stop talking about Sarah. Like, don't say those things. And Victoria was like, actually, no, Katie, I can say whatever the fuck I want, and I'm gonna keep saying this. This is how I express myself. And I was like, oh my God. Miss?
She's amazing. Like, in the worst way possible. Yeah.
Oh, she was something. She was something else. All right, well, then, after the Women Tell All, we had the Fantasy Suites, which also had a nice, a little moment alone with Matt and his dad, which was interesting.
It was weird. I really didn't see the point, and it was... I, like, got the weird vibe that the dad was not told why he was there.
Yes,
you know?
I got that vibe as well.
Which was really uncomfortable. And then also just weird because, like, I guess just the main part of the conversation that stuck out to me was the dad being like, well, how do you think I felt when I came home and all you were gone? And Matt was like, you were cheating on my mom. That's why I left. And he was like, but my father died and I didn't have a father, so how do you think I feel? And that was like, okay.
That was really, really bad.
It was so bad and so uncomfortable. And I just didn't really see the point of that. And weren't you saying that Matt didn't even want that aired?
Yeah, no, I heard that Matt did not want that conversation to be aired at all. I don't think he even really anticipated his dad being there either. Because, like, I don't obviously know the relationship between Matt and his dad. I think it's obviously, like, better than it was in the past. But, like, still, regardless, I don't think Matt really wants to ask his dad relationship advice from someone who, cheated on his mom and then left them. Like, that's not great.
Yeah. No, and, like, obviously does not see the true fault in it and hasn't really taken responsibility from it. No. You know, that was very obvious.
Very obvious. And it was... I feel like that was the first time they were ever having that conversation. Which I think is probably one of the main reasons why Matt didn't want that aired, because it's like, that was, like, the first time for everything, and now it's, like, recorded and documented for the entire world to see.
I really cringe, you know?
Yeah, that was just weird. And again, I don't understand what the purpose of that was.
I don't either. Because I think when he really started to understand what he wanted to do in his relationships moving forward, that advice came from his mom. It didn't at all come from his dad. Like, I feel like he already knew that he did not want to be his dad with how his dad handled relationships. Like, he already knew that. I don't feel like there was anything his dad could have said that would have made him have some kind of epiphany. No. So I just don't see why there was a point to have that. And also just such a personal conversation to have on national television. And I hope, it kind of seems like it was, but I hope he wasn't, like, pressured into having that. But it seems like he was.
I know. I'm just really nervous for Matt's mental health.
Yeah. He literally grew a fat ass beard. I think that just kind of attests to how sad he is.
Mm-hmm. I think producers did a number on this guy, and I don't think we're gonna be seeing him in Bachelor Nation for a long, long, long time.
Nope.
Because he truly got fucked over.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, good. So glad that for the first Black Bachelor, this is what we get. Like, this poor dude who's like a shell of a guy now.
Yep. You know who we should have had as the first Black Bachelor?
Mike.
Yeah, the guy who, like, when he smiles and his, like, eyes are closed and he has the biggest smile and, like, he grew up in a family of women. Why couldn't we have him?
Why couldn't we have had him? I don't know.
I loved him.
I love Mike. Maybe he will be our Bachelor. Who knows?
Hopefully. Maybe one day. They'll try again.
Yeah, God. Mike for Bachelor. We're saying it now.
Please. But the weird conversation, but...
Yeah. Weird convo.
With his mom and brother were also odd. Also funny, like, I can't see his dad and his mom together.
No, not even at all.
Like, look very weird together. Like, just like, you know how couples, like, sometimes couples look like siblings. Sometimes couples look, like, really good together or, like, kind of weird together. They looked kind of weird together.
They looked weird together. No, it's like, you're kind of almost like, yeah, I see why that didn't work out. And also, his dad was very short. Where the hell is Matt getting his, like, tallness from?
Well, his mom was really tall.
Yeah, that's true. It must be on the mom's side.
I guess. Odd.
Random. Well, anyway. So then we have the fantasy suites, which, again, I can't really remember anything super memorable from the fantasy suites.
I can't either.
All we know is that at this point, it was Brie, Michelle, and Rachel who went on the fantasy suites. Again, Serena self-eliminated herself, and Matt was very upset by that. So Brie kind of just landed that slot because she was just really the last one there. Yep. And so then Brie got, I almost said deleted. She got deleted. She got eliminated.
Was deleted.
She was deleted from Matt's mind immediately. Yeah, she didn't make it. But don't worry, they did have the fantasy suite date, which means they might have had sex, and then he eliminated her.
Yep. Good old Matt.
Good old Matt. Good job, dude. And yeah, honestly, that's all I remember from the fantasy suites. There really just wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I really can't remember anything either, so I don't think there was anything that relevant.
No. Well, I guess other than Rachel just being like, oh, like, it's really hard for me that you're, like, going on dates with other women and you're with other women. And then she would talk about it to the other women like they aren't going through the exact same thing. Yeah.
That was one of the things that I, like, because remember that didn't used to be the norm. When it got to the fantasy suites, the women were separated and they did not converse with each other, and I wish they would go back to that because, God, just for your mental health, that sucks ass.
It does.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
No, because, like, I can totally understand every thought that was going through Rachel's head, because probably it's going through every single one of the girls' heads.
All of it.
It's just that Rachel is vocal about it, and then that's annoying. But no, yeah, that's like the absolute worst scenario. You're dating this guy who's dating 3 girls, including yourself, and then you get to see the girls after their overnight dates that you know what's happening.
Well, yeah.
And then you
STD tested before coming on the show, or like right before the fantasy suite dates.
Oh, I think they do. I think they do STD testing. I know for at least a fact that they supply them with condoms.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, that would be good. I think they definitely are like, please do not get pregnant.
Use a condom.
Please. Thanks.
Or do like Duke does in Bridgerton. Yeet yourself
yeah.
off.
There you go. Oh my God. Ew. Don't even want to think about what's going on in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I totally get her reasoning for being upset, but it's like, can you just not? Why are you talking about it to the other women who also have to go through it? Because she was like, oh, feel bad for me. This is really hard for me. It's like, and what about me?
Yeah, literally. It was just kind of annoying. I didn't love that. And that's the only thing I remember from the fantasy suites.
Yep.
So.
Nope, me too. Okay, and then, Brie gets eliminated. We're down to our final 2, Rachel and Michelle. Of course, we told you our thoughts on these 2 women. Michelle is clearly the winner in our hearts.
Yep.
She literally had every single check or box checked. I said check box.
It just really annoys me because it's like, I don't get why men did this because, like you were talking about before, I think it was another classic Ari situation with Lauren where the men want the woman who needs the man. Or I'm gonna die without you. I can't live without you. You're my soulmate. It's like, why you don't choose the woman who is happy with herself but can like grow in a relationship together. Like it really annoys me. Like I really like the terminology when it's like, don't try to find your missing puzzle piece. Like you need to be able to stand by yourself. Like you don't need another person to be whole. You yourself are whole.
Yep.
Like
yeah. It's really supposed to just be. It's supposed to just be like a partnership, like someone that like if they're around, great, cool, fun time. But like you can literally be alone and function as a human being, and you're fine. And yeah, like I don't know what it is, but yeah, most of the men that they choose don't want that. They want to like they want to be needed, which I guess it's like fine to an extent, but it's like, are you seriously just never gonna pick an independent woman, even though she's like literally the perfect choice? Like, is that gonna keep happening over and over and over again?
It's just it's just annoying too, like the age difference as well, which like obviously yes, as you get older the age difference doesn't matter as much, but like what is he, 29, 30, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean he's closer to 30. He's either 29 or 30. I know I looked this up. And then Rachel is 24. Obviously acts way younger, like than, not necessarily her age, but the fact that I thought Brie was way older than 24 kind of shows how she's not as mature as one would think a 24-year-old would be.
Exactly.
And then you just choose the one who's like kind of pretty fresh out of college, and you don't choose the 27-year-old who has a job, has her life together, has priorities. I don't know. It kind of just leaves my mouth open. What the
It's like you go on and on and on about how you're ready for marriage and you're ready for this next step and whatever. So shouldn't this just be the easiest choice? Shouldn't you just be like, oh my god, here we go?
Yeah. I feel like too, like the thing, like the only thing that Rachel really had is maybe like Rachel made him have that butterfly feeling type of thing, like oh my god, like nervousness. But it's like that is not, you can't just write it out on that, like a marriage, you know. Like that's not, that goes into it. Like Michelle had all of those characteristics, and like the fact that maybe you felt too comfortable with Michelle because they clicked so well that you didn't feel those butterflies, that's not a bad thing. That's even better foundation. Like
No, I agree. And like that's the other thing where I was talking about it with my mom, because we kept watching the episodes, we kept seeing Rachel, and we're like, what does he even see in her?
I don't see a connection with them at all. No. I don't understand.
No, it seems so forced and weird. Like you can almost tell by the way that she's talking that it just seems like lies that she's spouting out of her mouth, because she's like, oh, I'm just like so obsessed with him and I'm so in love with him. Yeah. It's like, but how? I don't understand what you have talked about ever once.
Yeah. No, I don't. She was like on the same level to me as Kit.
Yeah.
Like, with her, maybe not intelligent level, but you know what I'm talking about? With just like kind of just like the younger soul of like like free soul. Like I don't know. She just didn't seem as put together and like experienced as Michelle, and it just kind of made me sad. And then also how he was just like, when the breakup time did come, how he was like, she handed him the jerseys that had their names on the back of them, and he said like in the interview overture, he was like, and in that moment I knew that it wasn't gonna work. And then he tells her, he's like, I want you to know that it wasn't a flip of a switch, but like I can't get there with you. And it was like,
it's like,
but
what? It literally was. And because Michelle on the After Final Rose was like, I did not see that conversation happening at all.
No.
Because like the whole date beforehand was totally awesome. They had a great time. And then literally, it was literally just when she gives the jerseys, something clicked in his mind and he was like, holy fucking shit, absolutely not.
can't do this. Like, it just came out of nowhere and it was really confusing.
Honestly, I wonder if maybe, like, I wonder if Matt started to realize, like, this woman wants to be married. Like, she wants the engagement. And so maybe he knew that he could kind of, like, go with Rachel and just date her and not actually be engaged to her. But, like, Michelle wouldn't take that. She would be like, I want to be married. Like, I'm not going to just date you.
Yeah.
And
I want commitment.
Yeah, I want a commitment. Yeah, so maybe he realized, like, you know, I can't I can't pull this shit on her, so I'm just gonna let her go, and then I'm gonna choose Rachel because she's hot anyway. So
yeah, hot and young.
Hot and young.
Yeah. And so that was just really disappointing, and like the way he told her was just so brutal. Like, I just get there with you. Fuck, dude.
It's like, wait a minute, huh? I thought you could. I thought you super could get there with me.
Yeah. And then also what we learn about after the final rose is that she wanted to talk with him and get her closure, and he denied her. Like, that's really fun.
Yes. Okay, I wanted to talk about this
because I do that.
I know. Well, okay, because I heard I was listening to the Chatty Broads podcast about this episode, and both Becca and Jess are almost like 100% positive that was probably the producers that were not letting them talk.
Interesting.
Yeah, instead of Matt denying her, because, like, I mean, it could have been, but it's like, I couldn't even really see Matt doing that, because he was, you know, he was a pretty nice guy. Like, of course he had his stupid moments, but I feel like he would have had that conversation with her, because he was devastated after that breakup as well. I mean, he was crying.
He was really upset with Chris Harrison. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can totally see that, because like, it was kind of like a blind side to me that I was like, oh, he didn't want to talk to you about that? Interesting.
Yeah, no, because that seems like, ew. If he didn't want to have the conversation, then, like, gross. But if producers, like, didn't even let him know that the conversation was a thing, because, like, in the After the Final Rose, he mentioned, he was like, oh, like, if I would have known, like, that this conversation could have happened, I would have, like, fought for it. And so I think he honestly just had no idea that she even wanted to talk to him.
Which is messed up, because don't you want more drama? I feel like that would have been a good part of the episode to add, but whatever.
Well, maybe it's more drama to not have it, because then Michelle's like, oh, I hate him.
Yeah, maybe. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, switch it up. Who freaking knows? I don't know what goes through the producers' heads, to be honest.
Honestly, I don't know either, but they really messed up this season.
This season was terrible.
It was a shit show.
Terrible.
So many levels. Like, even if you take out the whole racially charged stuff, it was also a shit show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you had to choose, would you have rather watched Peter's season or Matt's season?
Oh, God.
Because those are top two the worst seasons I've seen in a long time.
Okay, I think I would have to say Matt's season, just because I love Michelle so much and I love Katie so much. I didn't like any of those women.
Yes.
Like, in Peter's season, and also you get to watch, and I hate Peter more than I hate Matt. I don't Matt that much. I'm like, you know? And like, Peter just like slowly devolves, and then like also after the whole thing when he just jumped between women and ended up with Kelly, I was like, So that whole thing just for me was cringe.
Yes.
So I would choose Matt's. What about you?
No, I completely agree. I hated Peter's season so bad.
It was just so cringe, and then Barbara.
Barbara, and like every single one of the women on Peter's season sucked. I didn't even have a favorite.
They were all very bad.
Because, like, I thought Maddie was okay, but then we were getting farther in, and she was getting, like, really, really religious, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I liked Kelly, too, until she left, but then she just also spiraled after.
Yep.
Happened. Like, she was normal, and then she wasn't, and I was like,
Yeah. No, they were... Everyone on that season was just, like, yucko.
No, I agree. But yeah, I guess maybe they'll learn and fix it for next time.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, so he dumps Michelle. Heartbreaking, terrible time. And then he chooses Rachel. But before he officially chooses her, he has that conversation with his mom. and his brother, basically the mom and brother being like, hey, you know, are you even ready for marriage at all?
Yeah, like, are you really?
Are you even into this? And he's like, oh, fuck, am I even ready for marriage?
It's like, dude, damn. And you can tell, too, I love the conversations he had with Chris Harrison, because you can tell that Chris Harrison was pushing so hard to be like, where did it come from, Matt? Are you sure? Like, this is kind of out of nowhere. Are you sure? Like, he's like, get a fuck engagement, god damn it. Like, you sprung us along this long match, you know?
Literally.
Matt Smith.
I think that's when Chris Harrison literally started to lose his mind.
He's like, no.
And he's like, absolutely not. We're getting a freaking engagement out of this. Like, you're not gonna pull this shit.
Yeah. He pulled that shit.
And he did. He pulled that shit anyway. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, they're probably just mad because they were like, fuck, we literally have that contract with that ringmaker man.
Oh, Neil Lane.
Neil Lane, yeah. And we that was such a pointless scene.
I know, that was so dumb.
The ring to propose with.
Ugh. Well, and like, poor Matt, like, literally you can just tell in that last week he was starting to freaking lose it, because it's like his mom and his brother are like, do you even want to get married? Then he's starting to spiral out of control, because he's like, fuck, am I ready to get married? Do I even want to be in a committed relationship? Am I ready for any of this? I don't want to turn into my dad. I have commitment issues and abandonment issues, and all these things are happening. And you're like, oh my god, dude, holy crap. Yep. And then, yeah, so that's all happening. He is then like looking, he's like staring at this ring, because he's like, fuck, I still like need to probably do this because I'm on television and I don't know what to do. And so, yeah, so then he decides to not propose to Rachel, but just to be like, hey, you're pretty hot. Want to date?
Want to just date?
Want to just date? Thanks. And she says yes, because she's so obsessed with him.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought she'd have a little bit more of an issue with that, though, with how much she was freaking out about him not asking her dad to marry him.
Well, yeah. No, she literally went on and on and on about how she couldn't see her life with anyone else. Like, this was her person that she had been waiting for, and she was obsessed with him so much. And then she's like, oh, dating? Yeah, that's fine. That's like barely a commitment, but sure. Like, she was so down for that. That made no sense.
Yeah, no, it really didn't. I didn't understand it.
No.
But, you know, it set it up great for the next few months, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, that went perfectly, because then we have the after the final rose. We finally made it, guys.
We made it. Wow, how long's it been?
Almost an hour.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's okay.
No, this is good. This is a good, nice, long bonus episode.
It's great. We love it.
So we get to the after the final rose. We find out that Rachel and Matt are no longer together.
Chris Harrison has been fired from the Bachelor.
Yeah, Chris Harrison is not there. We have Emmanuel Acho, who I loved. How did you like him?
He was great. Yeah, no, I thought he was really good. He's a very well spoken man. Yeah, I thought he did his job well. I'm trying to think more. Yeah, no, I thought he was really good, and he had some really good points that he brought up, although this might be jumping ahead a little bit, his last comment where he was like, would you guys like to embrace one more time?
Oh, yeah, that was awkward. I was like,
should not have asked that, sir.
No, and literally Matt...
No, the room.
I know! Like, yeah, Matt was like, no, and literally did not hug her, which, honestly, good on him.
Just sat there in silence.
Yeah, no, I thought Emmanuel did an amazing job, though. I mean, he seriously asked so many good, hard-hitting questions that you just know Chris Harrison would have not asked.
Nope.
Because he wouldn't have known what to say. I mean, like, some of it is kind of like, okay, yeah, like, should a white man even be asking a black man these questions? Like, you're seriously not even going to be able to relate to any of this.
Yeah.
So there's like, I'm giving him the tiniest amount of grace for just that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he is like racially insensitive, it's like, yeah, you don't need to be in this conversation at all.
He really didn't. Yeah. So I thought it was really good that they got Emmanuel
Mm-hmm. Acho, yeah.
No, I really liked him. He was good.
Me too.
Thought that was one of the Bachelor's best moves yet.
Yeah, truly the best move that they have made. I know. Yeah, so Rachel and Matt had their conversation together, and that was, like Emmanuel said, uncomfortable.
Uncomfy.
It was.
I really didn't love how. I don't know. I guess Matt was just being nice about it, but like Rachel just kept trying to touch him and like rub his shoulder and touch his hand, and I was like, girl, don't. Also read the room, like
Literally read the room. No, I hated that. I hated it. Well, because she kept wanting to be like, oh, but look, I'm pretty and I'm crying. Don't you want to be with me still? It's like, okay. No.
Like, no.
No, it's like you fucked up, and now you need to do the work. And you need to do that alone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So awkward and like felt so bad for Matt. He just looked so.
Oh, he just looked defeated. He looked broken down.
I love his beard though. To be honest, I like beard Matt better than shaven Matt.
Really?
Controversial. I just really like men with facial hair.
I think that is the most controversial comment you have ever made.
Really? Oh my gosh. Controversial. I'm so sorry. I just really like men with facial hair, and I think he looks really good with it.
That is really interesting because I hate the beard.
It is a little bit long. You should trim it a little.
Yes. If it was trimmed, I would have liked it, and also I think he just needed a tiny bit of more hair on his head to kind of balance it a little bit. Because it was very like bald and then massive beard, and I was like, this is a little too much for me.
And it just kind of showed how sad he was.
Oh,
like he literally just hibernation and was like, fuck.
Yeah, he truly hibernated after the show and was like, I hate everything about my life, thanks. Which makes me sad for him, because honestly I thought he looked really good shaven. Like
I mean, he does look very good shaven.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for guys with facial hair.
Yeah.
I'll say, and I forced my boyfriend into shaving a mustache, and he still got it.
That's true. That's true. I know. I was gonna say this is very random, but I think Tanner needs to do his beard soon. I miss the beard.
Ooh, I'll talk to him about that.
I know the mustache is a good look.
Everything, I'm like, dang it.
I know. Well, don't have him be bald ever. But like. It's just like, oh, maybe it's beard season soon.
Yeah.
But maybe it's too hot for that with the summer.
Yeah. It is summer, and also the thing he hates the most about it, while this is turning into a relationship podcast, but is like really rubs and it's itchy.
Oh, yeah.
We'd never experienced, but apparently it really sucks. So
yeah, I guess we wouldn't know anything about the masks, because how would we know that?
Yeah.
Oh.
So. Yeah. Sorry, sidestep. But,
anyway, back to what we were saying. But yeah, so Matt had that very uncomfortable conversation with Rachel, and I think honestly, and we kind of talked about it, I think the most disappointing thing about that whole conversation was just like, I think Rachel really thought like that not that she could get away with it, but almost to the fact like, oh hey, look, I like made this huge apology and I've been like trying. Let's get back together. And he was like, no, like, you still have, like, a lot of work to do. And like he said, like, you need to be able to do this on your own. Because, like, I was talking to my mom about this, because she was also kind of confused, which is totally fair. She was like, how come, like, he can't be with her now, since, like, now she kind of knows, like, the error of her ways, or, you know, whatever. And I was kind of explaining to her, like, it's not that Rachel can't make mistakes and then learn and grow from them, because obviously, like, everyone has their starting point, and, you know, this whole thing is a lot, so it's like, it's good that she's making the steps, but it's not Matt's responsibility to be telling her, like, what steps to take, and, like, how this is affecting him, and how it's hurting him, and, like, right, exactly, and, like, as a black man, it's like, you don't want to have to, like, start from ground zero in your relationship and have to, like, teach the person about, like, your life and, like, how like America sees you. Like that's just like you shouldn't have to do that in a relationship or a friendship or anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it just to kind of draw more current times, which this is current, but after the whole shooting against Asian Americans down in Georgia, there was a post. Oh wait, maybe it wasn't about that at all. No, it kind of was. Okay, so but anyways, this woman was a part of a corporation, and it came out that she said very racist tweets about Asian Americans and had tweets that were very homophobic, and so she lost her job as one of those top people in this corporation. And someone tweeted about it and saying like she does deserve a chance to grow and to learn from her mistakes, and she is a different person now because those happened back in I guess 2008 or whatever. But she doesn't deserve to still have that spot because of the people like who work for her, who may be Asian American, who may be I almost said homophobic, who are gay or lesbian, like, because that wouldn't make a fruitful place for them, and it would always make them uncomfortable. Because bottom line, your actions have consequences, and you do have room to grow, but like not at that company and not at that place of power, you know?
Exactly.
So that's kind of translates with the whole Rachel Matt situation. It's like, yes, Rachel does have the place to grow and to learn those things and to learn to combat those things in her life that she sees that's racially insensitive and stuff like that, but she doesn't necessarily still deserve to be with Matt.
No, I completely agree. And I think that also goes perfectly in the whole Chris Harrison drama, how like does Chris Harrison deserve to be the host? And I think no, because again, your actions have consequences. You can't just go on TV and defend racism and then expect to still have your job waiting for you and you have no repercussions at all. And the thing that bothers me the most about Chris is that he isn't taking those steps to move forward or like, you know, realize what he said was bad. Like, he made that apology, but you can tell that he was more uncomfortable saying the apology than he was uncomfortable defending racism.
Yeah. And defending to a black woman.
To a black woman. It's like, you are just a fucking idiot, dude. Like, what are you doing? And that, I think, is one of the things that, because I think we kind of talked about this when I saw you in person about cancel culture. That is where I don't mind cancel culture, because this is it. I only don't mind it is if we're canceling people who are truly never going to change their ways. We've talked to them multiple times about chances. Right. We've given them chances. We've given them grace. Like, there has to be a point in time where it's like, yeah, you don't deserve to get this great job, have millions of dollars. I mean, like, literally for what? Like, bye. You're canceled. You're done. You're not trying to improve yourself at all.
No. Hashtag James Charles. Hashtag Vlog Squad. Hashtag.
Yes. Yeah. Like David Dobrik. See you later. Yeah. It's like, if we're giving you chance after chance after chance, you're not doing anything about it, you're out of here.
Yeah.
Because after a while, it's not a coincidence. Like, you are forming a pattern. This is who you are. And it's gross.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with that. Cancel culture is definitely a very hard topic, but I totally agree with that. Because, yeah, I don't really agree with cancel culture until it comes to, like, we've given you multiple chances.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's like, you can't just cancel someone after one time. Because, yeah, then we wouldn't get anywhere.
Everyone would be
Exactly. We would all be canceled at one point in our lives. So, yeah, it's like, you can't do that. But, again, if it's like, you're just not even doing anything about it. Because at least Rachel, like, I will give her this. It sounds like she's trying to make the moves to be better.
Yeah.
And so we can applaud her for that. And we can, or not applaud her. It's really the bare minimum. But we can be like, yay, good job.
And yay, good job. Keep going that path. Thank you.
Right. Keep doing that. Keep working on it. Great. But yeah, it's like, we're not going to cancel you, but, you know, don't be gross.
Exactly. So yeah, very awkward after the rose, though.
I know, yeah, and then
those silences were wild.
Oh, the silences were long and they were brutal.
So uncomfortable, and like he would he'd be like silenced, like sitting straight up, then he'd kind of bend over, bit, change positions again, think a bit, or just like, oh my god.
He would like let out some air. He'd be like,
seemed like he was about to talk, wouldn't say anything.
Nope. Oh, it was so bad. I think he honestly just had no idea what he wanted to say to her. Yeah.
No. Because it's like, also, I feel like he is a gentleman in the way that he's not just gonna like recap the exact conversation that they had, you know. They're not, you know, like he's not going to put into detail that conversation because it was a private conversation between them, you know.
Did you notice that Rachel said when he called to break it off with me, he called her on the phone to break up with her? Yeah. That was pretty fucking funny.
What also really confused me too was like, because remember how he was talking about, he's like, yeah, when I first found out about it and like talked to her about it, like, you know, obviously you're just hoping that this isn't true, that this is just like fake news, like these are just rumors. And it's like confusing that like he was talking to her about it, like, because like when you talk to her about it, it'd be all cleared up, being like, oh yeah, I did do those things.
Yeah, well, because see, I think at the time it was before the Antebellum party pictures came out. I think it was truly just like, oh, she bullied girls about liking black men and then like liking the Confederate flag pictures. Like it was all kind of like really small little things that could have just been harmless or weird.
True.
But then the Antebellum themed pictures came out and then it was like, oh, this is like hard evidence of yuckiness.
Yeah. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. And so I think then it was like, yikes, we have to have a conversation.
God, what an awkward conversation.
I know. And like we said, like she had no idea like that was even wrong until they talked about it. I mean, she didn't even think anything about it. So it's like, it wasn't going to go very far, that relationship.
No, I agree. Yeah, but great end.
I know. Great end to that season. But at least our the happiness we can get from all of this is our two new bachelorettes. Katie and Michelle. I am so excited for both of them. Katie from Renton. So when is Katie's season? Let's see, they're filming it now, so it's going to be like in the summer we get to watch it?
Yeah, I think so. Which makes me kind of sad. Because, like, oh, we finally get a Bachelorette from Seattle, and they're not going to get to go to Seattle and, like, be in the Space Needle and go to Pike Place. Dang it.
I know. I freaking know. The one time we get someone repping our own state, nothing.
That makes me very sad. But I am excited to see her season. It should be good. Yeah, Tanner and I were talking about it on the car ride up, and I was, like, looking up her stuff, and it said that the season, like, just recently started. So, yeah, I think we're probably going to get that in, like, May or June.
Yay.
May, yeah.
Yeah, because it takes about, like, what, 2 months of filming?
Yeah. And from what I remember from past years, I remember always watching The Bachelorette as I was cramming for finals, so.
Oh, there you go. Oh, my God. Perfect. Oh, I'm so excited. That's going to be really good. Yeah.
And then Michelle.
And then we have, we'll have Michelle in the fall, which is awesome. That's going to be really cute.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I think it was a good move to just skip The Bachelor altogether and not have another Bachelor, because it's like, you know what? This one catapulted. Peter's wasn't good. Let's just stick with the women, because the women have been doing good, and we like them.
Yep, and they can't really do a Bachelor in Paradise because new people are coming in every week. That would be such like a backup of quarantines, you know?
Oh, well, you know what? They are doing a Bachelor in Paradise. They are. Yeah, no, it's going to be a big Mondo Bachelor in Paradise. It's going to be the girls from Peter's season, the boys from Claire and Tasha's season, the girls from Matt's season, and then the boys from Katie's season.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's gonna be a ton of people.
All at the same time?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I know. So it's gonna be a ton of people. I don't even obviously we have no idea who the guys are gonna be, but what? Who are they going to choose from all of those seasons?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I know. Hopefully, Abigail. You know who I would really like together is either. I want Ivan to find someone cute. I don't know who. I don't know which girl would be good for Ivan.
No idea.
Like maybe Bree. Bree and Ivan could be cute.
Oh yeah. Oh, I want Bree on Paradise for sure.
I know. Me too. But the couple that I really want is Abigail and Brendan together.
Oh,
wouldn't they be so cute?
Those are freaking adorable.
Oh, I would scream.
Hope so. I hope the producers jump on that.
Me too. I love Brendan so much. I hope he goes on Paradise so bad.
Yeah. But wow. Okay, so we got a lot of The Bachelor coming up.
I know, we have so much. So don't worry, guys. We're going to have tons of episodes.
Hell yeah.
And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. So yeah, so that wraps up this Bachelor recap, and we will see you all for Katie's season when she airs. In May, whenever that is.
Oh, awesome.
All right, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.